Welcome back to another edition of Not Just Giants, where we talk New York Giants football, NFL, fantasy, and occasionally non-football related topics. I'm Matt, your host, and today I want to preview the Giants' long-anticipated Week 1 matchup against America's team, allegedly, the Dallas Cowboys. The burning question throughout the offseason has been whether or not the Giants have, quote, closed the gap between themselves and the top two teams in their division from last year, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Since the Giants get the Cowboys Week 1, let's look at the matchup and see if the Giants are better able this year to compete against a team they lost to twice last year. Last year, in terms of points, the Cowboys were ranked 4th on offense and 5th on defense, while the Giants were ranked 15th on offense and 17th on defense. Clearly, when comparing the two 2022 teams, Dallas proved in both games that they were clearly the more talented team on both sides of the ball. But will they top last year's lofty stats? Probably not, but would I be surprised if they remain top 10 in both categories? No, I would not be surprised. On defense, they bring back the same group and the same defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, and sought to shore up their biggest weakness, which was their 27th ranked run defense, by drafting stud nose tackle Mazi Smith in the first round, while also adding free agent Stephon Gilmore, who still looked to have plenty left in the tank last year with Indianapolis, to play opposite Trayvon Diggs at cornerback in what was already one of the better secondaries in the league. The undisputed star of this Cowboy defense is all-world pass-rushing weapon Micah Parsons, who will no doubt continue to line up all over the field, while DeMarcus Lawrence, a dynamic edge rusher who gave rookie right tackle Evan Neal fits last year, will seek to continue his strong play against the Giants. The Cowboys utilize a deep and talented rotation inside and out throughout their front seven. So lest any Giants fans think this offense with its shiny new weapons, as impressive as they are in tight end Darren Waller, who did pop up on the injury report today with a hamstring injury, hopefully he'll be able to make it. They also added lightning-fast rookie wideout Jalen Hyatt and a much deeper receiving core than anything the Cowboys have seen in recent years from the Giants. New York, though, will not be able to simply slice through this formidable Dallas defense like a hot knife through butter. They need to check those expectations at the door and expect a dogfight. The Cowboys will get stops, and it'll start in the trenches. The Giants will need their offensive line to be as cohesive as possible, with second-round rookie center John Michael Schmitz being thrown into the fire in his first pro game against Dan Quinn's D-line stunts and twists, and Evan Neal needing to hold up his end of the bargain at right tackle. Where it's possible that there could be some potential for regression from Dallas is on offense. Talented OC, who wasn't a head coach Mike McCarthy guy, Kellen Moore, was not retained and will now take his talents to LA to call plays for Justin Herbert, leaving McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer in charge of the offense. Whether the offense will perform better, worse, or about the same is to be determined. While Dallas did add accomplished veteran speedster wideout Brandon Cooks to the receiving corps, which should help stretch the field and provide another solid weapon in the passing game, the Cowboys let their best all-around tight end, Dalton Schultz, walk in free agency, and decided not to re-sign beloved running back Zeke Elliott, who, though he clearly seemed to have lost a step, was still an effective inside short yardage and goal line runner who will need to be replaced. It will be interesting to see if running back Tony Pollard, following the broken leg injury he suffered in the Cowboys' second-round loss to the 49ers, is fully recovered, and how well he can handle the additional snaps in Zeke's absence, as well as if he can improve his pass-blocking chops from last year. While Dallas brings back the same talented offensive line, which held the Giants without a sack in 2 games last year, they enter week 1 dinged up on the left side of the line. It'll therefore be interesting to watch how well this Cowboys line holds up against a fully healthy New York front four, featuring Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams on the inside, and Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari on the edges. The recent addition of uber-talented, but so far somewhat underwhelming from a production standpoint, hybrid linebacker Isaiah Simmons from the Arizona Cardinals adds another dynamic pass-rushing wrinkle to Wink's pressure breaks pipes defense. Much, of course, will be decided by the play of the contest's 2 quarterbacks, Dak Prescott for the Cowboys and Daniel Jones for the Giants. Jones is the more athletic player and appears poised to take the next step in his development. He's comfortable in his second year in the Daboll-Kafka offense, and he now has the weapons to take shots all over the field, short, deep, and intermediate. As for Dak, though not the scrambler he once was, as long as his line continues to provide its usual strong protection and balance in the run game, he's shown himself to be a very productive quarterback who, entering his 8th season, hasn't lost to the Giants since his rookie season. I expect Dak to benefit from the short passing game that will surely be a staple of Mike McCarthy's West Coast style offense, emphasizing quick drops and releases and yards after the catch. This type of offense can be particularly effective against blitz-heavy teams like the Giants, so New York will have to stay disciplined, making sure to wrap up on their tackles, especially in the secondary, with 2 rookie corners, Tay Banks and Trey Hawkins, getting the start on the outside, and veteran Adoree Jackson lining up in the slot against the Cowboys' #1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. When the Giants have the ball, look for Darren Waller, if healthy, to make a huge impact in this game, whether he's single covered and dominates or is bracketed, leaving other Giants receivers open for chunk plays. I also expect Jalen Hyatt to get plenty of snaps to keep the Cowboys secondary preoccupied, opening up the short and intermediate areas of the field, as well as creating lighter boxes for Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones to run through. As good as this Dallas defense is, the Giants' speed and clever schemes will consistently create conflicts for New York to exploit. On paper, the Giants improved their team's speed and weaponry on both sides of the ball, but it still might take some time to fully gel. Hence, expectations for beating Dallas, a perennial playoff team, who overall also looks better than last year, should be tempered. Just because the Giants haven't beaten the Cowboys in forever doesn't mean that the trend will simply, by the law of averages, result in a New York win on Sunday Night Football. But, although I actually think Vegas gets it right, making Dallas 3.5-point favorites, in my opinion, the Giants' coaching advantage with Daboll versus McCarthy could very well provide the slight edge the Giants need to get over the hump in this game in an evenly matched contest between 2 NFC East heavyweights, in what I expect to be a nip-and-tuck contest with the Giants pulling out the win by the skin of their teeth, 24-23. Let's go!